Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Overtime. I'm Nicole Dubé, joined by Ted Wyman, sports editor for the Winnipeg Sun. And let's talk Jets because this is the big story in our city right now. And the fact is, last time we spoke, we were super excited about where the Jets were in terms of where they were falling in their playoff run. We know they've slipped a little bit on the road, but really big win this week is showing some good positive signs.
No question, a big win against the Dallas Stars. The Jets are a completely different team on home ice than they are on the road. I was with them on the road in Vancouver and Calgary, and there's just something about them. They're not the same. They don't get to the same kind of start. They don't have the same kind of jump. They don't kill penalties well on the road. They just seem to have issues, and that really hurt them because they go out on the road, they lose those two games, then they have a big break. Washington and Florida and all the other teams, Buffalo, Tampa Bay, everybody make up all the games in hand that they had, and all of a sudden they found themselves as far as 6 points out of a playoff spot, and that's a big big hole at this time of the season. But as you said, the big win against Dallas brings them back, and I'm sure we want to talk about what happens next for them.
Well, absolutely. We know that they're in the middle of a big homestand, which is going to be good for them. But Washington is coming into town, and we know Washington is playing really well these days. And that's basically going to be a playoff game for them this Friday.
It is. It's a playoff game for the Jets, no question. It's pretty close to one for Washington as well. And, you know, Washington probably was favored by a long shot to win this division at the start of the year. They haven't been very good. They haven't been as good as they expected to be.
Yeah.
But now they've been hanging around, and they're starting to play pretty good hockey right now. And they come in here, and the Jets have no choice really but to win that game. They're already down by 4 points. They lose it, they're going to be down by a whole bunch again, and if they win it, they're only down by 2. And that's the fact is, if you're getting that close with all teams around the same number of points, they play Washington yet again next week in Washington. It's a huge game, and I think for most of the young players on the Jets right now, this is a time where they're saying to themselves, this is going to be our first playoff game. We're going in there and we're gonna make this happen.
I certainly hope that's the attitude they take. You know, we want to see them win here at home, but at the end of the day, even if they do sneak out some victories here, they're still heading back on the road. And if they can't win on the road, they're not going to make it.
They've still got a bunch of games on the road.
Yeah.
They still got Pittsburgh. Now, that's the hottest team in the universe right now. They've still got Nashville, a very strong playoff team from the Western Conference. They got Washington again. They still got to go to Florida. You know, it's going to be tough. There is no question. And they keep saying, all we have to do to make this happen is win on the road.
Yep.
But you can't just say that. They have to do something to make that happen, and I just don't know if they know how to do that. It's been this long. Andre Pavlik, after the loss in Calgary, said something to that effect, and it's like, you know, here it's time. We have to do this now. We have to learn how to play on the road. Well, I'm telling you, there's only 7 games left in the season. It's getting a little late for that. It's time to absolutely execute, and this hockey team has shown they can do it at home. They're going to have to do it on the road, and they're going to have to win at least, I'd say, out of the remaining games, they're going to have to win about 9 just to make the playoffs, period.
Yes, and it's certainly not for a lack of fan support on the road either, because we've seen Jets fans everywhere bringing down the house in all these other
phenomenal.
arenas. It's been incredible.
You would not believe how loud it was, especially in Calgary, Vancouver as well. It was just terrific to see.
Well, we will be keeping our eyes on the Jets. You can catch Overtime. You can check out the Winnipeg Sun website and, of course, the sports section in the Winnipeg Sun for all your Jets updates. I'm Nicole Dubé for Ted Wyman. Thanks for joining us.